One give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kapadash. I give double honors to my apostles at Great Millstone, who taught me his truth, and a sincere shalom to the elect out there, teaching his truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. Okay, I got a real quick lesson for you brothers and sisters. As a lot of um, back in September, President Biden made some, or at least he tried to make some mandate for private businesses with employees, or with over 100 employees, that their employees either have to take the jab. Okay, they have to have proof that they're jabbed, which is a violation of a lot of privacy laws, anyways. You have to report to your employer that you took the jab, or you have to get tested weekly. And the details came out about this shitstorm, okay? And it's looking so bad. It's looking so bad that a lot of big businesses that supported these mandates, or have mandates of their own, don't like this. Okay? It's already being taken to court. I heard something like 24 states were going to take it to court, which is about half the states in the country. Okay? And it's causing division here in Babylon. Now let's get that scripture first. At Matthew's. I don't know if I want to read the one in Matthew or the one in Mark. I'll read the one in Matthew. This is Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Okay? Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And that's what America's looking like, except it's going to be a different kind of desolation. It's going to be a nuclear desolation. But I mean, let's just take a look at what's going on, man. These jab mandates are creating a lot of division here in Babylon, man. A lot of division. You're seeing police officers throw down their badges. You're seeing firefighters leaving. Ambulance workers, first responders, people in hospitals and in schools that work in hospitals or in schools. Okay? They're saying, no, we'd rather not work at all than to go along with this mandate. Okay? And that's division right there, man. You have certain states like Indiana and Florida that are offering to pay people who quit or got fired for not taking the jab to come to their state. And then you have this whole situation where some of these states are making their own laws banning businesses to require these mandates. And then you have the federal government talking about suing them in response. So it's getting messy, man. You have the red states suing the federal government, and you have the federal government suing the so-called red states. Okay, which every state in America, okay, is either blue or red. Now, we don't give a shit about those philosophies. Okay, we know it's a two-party system. Okay, one party stands for communism and Marxism, and the other party stands for fascism. Okay, So that is division right there, man. The scriptures talk about can two walk together, okay? Except there be agreed, okay? Here in America, you can't find people who walk together for the American way anymore, man. You know, it's so divided. All right? Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Okay, the supply chain woes. Okay, I mean, who knows what this place is going to look like in a couple months, man? It might just break down. We don't know, you know, but we know that it's going to get really bad because there's going to be a lot less police on the streets. There's going to be a lot more people without jobs that need to make money or feed their families. Okay? And you know, there's that feeling in the air that you know, people don't like the government no more. They don't trust the government. Okay? Then you got all these people standing up for their rights and freedoms, man. You know, you got a common phrase on the internet or social media that people say, you know, my body, my choice. Okay? Which is a motto of the Democrat Party, who's pushing the jab, who's pushing these mandates, right? The one party that's pushing the mandates are the ones saying, my body, my choice. And then you have the people on the other side saying, well, I guess that only applies when you're talking about killing babies. Okay, so here it is. You've got these people that will say that if you you know that it's not your choice to take the jab, but they'll say that it's your choice to kill a baby, man, or have an aborted baby. That's division. That's hypocrisy, and it's a sick mind right there, man. Okay, Americans have lost all sense of logic. Okay, uh, let's go down to verse 26. I didn't mean to rant like that, Salakia, but it's just the truth, man. This place is it's like paint peeling on the wall, man. You know, starting off like a little chip, and then you know the little part starts to fold out, and you can just rip the damn paint right off. That's how America is, man. Its coating is being its coating is being taken off, man. It doesn't have the strength that it used to have. It doesn't have the unification that it used to have. It's more divided now than ever. And then a couple weeks or a couple days ago, I should say, you had those governor races, okay, um, in which two candidates that were supposed to win by a landslide, one of them ended up losing, and the other one, I heard it's still in question, but he might lose too. Okay? And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And that's what is going on here in America, man. You know, Satan is casting out Satan, man. You know, he's saying if you don't go along with this, you can't do this, that, or the other thing, man. Well, now he's starting to take away people's livelihoods. All right. Now let me read these details. This is from NPR.org, which is a very reliable media outlet, NPR. Okay. I believe it's called National Press Radio. But it says Biden's jab mandate rules for 100 million workers are here These are the details, and it was worse than what people thought. I'm just gonna go down the list. Well, hey, look at this under the business headline. Thousands of workers are opting to get fired rather than take the sauce. Okay? It's division right there. I mean, they know that a lot of people are going to cave in eventually. But they're trying to create an us and them society. Okay? If you're not down with the New World Order and you don't want to go along with their plans, you go live on the street and fucking starve for all they care. That's what they want to do. Anybody who protests the New World Order, when this MOTB gets implemented, that's the plan at least, that, hey, if you protest against the NWO, they'll just shut your chip off and you'll starve. That's what Aaron Russo said. He said all aspects of society will be centered around those chips. Okay? And we know that this jab is a centerpiece to that beast system that they're trying to create, man. And the MOTB, which is the chip, that's like the interface device. Okay. Deadline is January 4th. The first rule issued by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration covers companies, which is OSHA, with 100 or more employees applying to an estimated 84 million workers. Companies must ensure that their workers are either fully jabbed against COVID-19 by January 4th, and it says 2 jabs, right? Which eventually it'll be 3. We know how these devils work. Or that they test negative for COVID-19 at least once a week. The rule will take effect as soon as it's published in the Federal Register. Now let's look at this, right? Some people will say, well, you could just get tested. Well, those tests weren't exactly made by the good guys, okay? There's something about them tests, man. You brothers in this truth, you shouldn't take them nasal swab tests, man. Okay? Now here's the thing. There's also it's also written in this ruling, this mandate, that you have to pay for your own tests. You have to pay for your own tests. And these tests are almost $100. That's $100 a week you got to spend on a fucking COVID test, man. And if you're in the truth, you know, which you shouldn't take that test, okay? There is the so-called saliva test, okay? And that's even more expensive. That's even more expensive. And you got to have that shit shipped to a damn lab. Who the hell is going to do that every week? What if your results don't come in time? Okay? Does your employer get a fine? You know? There's no detailing on that. Workers must get paid time off. Employers don't need to pay for testing. I just said that, all right? Here it is. Unjabbed people must wear masks. Now, how come the people who don't get the jab have to test? How come all these people that get the jab still get it and are super spreaders, man? So you could be at your work and you could be jabbed and you could have it. Nobody will know. And you could be a damn super spreader, man. You see how they're creating that us and them? That us and them mentality? Okay? If you're on the job site and you end up and you're not jabbed, then you get it from somebody who's got the sauce. You're the one that has to get tested and face the repercussions. Meanwhile, that person could keep going to work and spreading it to everybody. Unjabbed people must wear masks, and a lot of people out there don't realize this, man. But It's the us and them. Okay? It's the us and them, man. That's part of it. You don't want to go along, you got to wear a mask. So they're basically making you stand out. Okay? And I seen this one reviewer where he was talking about Hitler putting that star on the kikes. Okay? They're basically marking you. If you're the only person at your job site with the mask on, then everybody knows you didn't take the jab. You see how they're putting it out there, man? Even though they're shown not to really do anything. Right, healthcare workers don't have any options, man. They got to get it or get to stepping. Now, if this pandemic was so serious and so real, because they did this under a emergency ruling, okay? This is emergency temporary ruling. Okay, if this was such an emergency, why are they willing to let all these healthcare workers go in a pandemic? You people that believe this shit, you people that believe this shit are dumb as a box of rocks. Okay? I gotta say it, man. A lot of you people, and this is why the Lord is about to bring serious judgment, because a lot of you people, you have access to all this information, but you're the dumbest people that ever walked the planet. Okay? All right, a backlash is expected. Uh, right, they was talking about how they don't have enough inspectors to go around and really like check this out, but they're depending on the businesses. Now, I also want to this article didn't mention was medical and religious exemptions. Okay, now you're allowed to have a religious and medical exemption or medical exemption. Okay, but these have to be kept on file. So, if think about with the masks, right? If you're getting a religious exemption, they know who you are. They know who you are, man. Okay, they know who's with them and who's against them. Okay, if you got a religious exemption and you're wearing a mask at your job site, they know who's complying and who's not. That's the whole point. That's part of Satan's devices, man. That's part of Satan's devices. Oh, it's like in Second Corinthians. I brought this out enough to where I should know if it's in Second Corinthians. Second Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. We know uh, his modus operandi, his methods of operation. Okay? Let me get this. Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil. And we could see that there's nothing good that's coming out of this, man. We could see that this is a step towards MOTB. Okay, we could see that this is the formation of the beast system. All right. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Okay, but the simple pass on and are punished. And all you people that just line up and say, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. I seen this one TV interview with this one stupid ass Jake talking about the mandates, and he goes, he was saying something that he didn't get it, but he's probably gonna get it or something. And he was like, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's the mindset of Jake. That's going to be the Jake mindset when they go to implement the chip. That chip, man. That MOTB. That's going to be their mindset. Well, you got to eat. Simple asses, man. Bunch of simple asses, man. Hey, Hey, man, there's gonna be a lot of resistance to this. You brothers, man, you should not just see, but you should feel this back and forth battle that's going on right now. Okay, it's about to get messy. Is Esau gonna succeed in every step he takes along the way? Probably not. There's gonna be resistance, and there's gonna be failures along the way. Okay? Because it's really like a battle going on right now, man. Or Isaiah 24:10, and then I'll wrap it up. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Okay? And the city of confusion is about to be broken down. Your store shelves are about to be pretty slim for the next few months. Okay? Prices are going to keep going up. Okay? This place is broken down, man. You know, the whole system is starting to tear apart because there's not enough support. Okay, the supply chain looks like a damn spider web. Your police and firefighters are about to be walking off the job in mass. Okay? And now it's going to go to the private businesses, man. And a lot of people are saying, buy what you can now. Now, we're not advocating doomsday prepping, but that sounds like wisdom, man. Buy what you can now, because in a couple months, on January 4th, when this big ass mandate goes through, okay, this economy could crumble, man. So it's better to buy something now for a lot cheaper, okay? Because when them serious shortages come, the prices are only going to get worse, man. The prices are only going to get worse. So if you could buy something for half the price now, you know, by all means. But we're not in the business of buying pallets full of drinking water and pallets full of canned food and doing all that dumb bug out bag bullshit, or buying gas masks and whatever these stupid people put on their YouTube channels, man. Like Christopher Green from AMTV, or who's that one guy? Oh, that Full Spectrum Survival Edomite. I can't even watch that guy for 5 minutes. This guy's saying, forget a few weeks worth of food. You gotta have a whole year's worth of food. You gotta have chicken coops, and you gotta have this, and you gotta have a generator, and enough gas for a year, and you got to have a water filtration systems, and like, get the fuck out of here, man. That's Esau, man. He's a carnal man. Okay, he's a carnal man. We're spiritual, man. We know that the Lord is gonna have our back. We don't need none of that shit. We really don't need none of that shit. You got a lot of brothers that just got just a couple days worth of food in their house that are gonna be fine. You might have some brothers that have a week or two, maybe 3. You know, maybe they got some, maybe they got an extra pantry somewhere if they got kids or whatever. But in general, we're not down with that shit, man. Okay, we're not down with that dumb shit. Okay. But hey, it just goes to show you, even Full Spectrum Survival knows that this place, the city of confusion, is about to be broken down. Okay? But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakodash. Till next time, Shalom. Peace and blessings to you, elect.